Okay, everybody, welcome to Burning Theta. I hope your portfolio grew today. Mine sure did, and I'd like to kind of point back to a couple videos that I made here right out of the gates. The first one, the indicators I use to trade stocks and options for beginners. It's freebie charting software. I like it. I've always used it. Not a plug for Yahoo, but they do have something going for them when it comes to halfway decent free charting. It's not what you're going to find on TD, Ameritrade, or any of those other higher echelon um, trading platforms, but it works. So yesterday I mentioned the Urban Outfitters 2019 quarter one earnings and how I knew this thing was going to tank. So we ended up, this is my next play we're going to make here. So we ended up doing pretty dang good today. Cleared about $567 on the $27 Urban Outfitters put with the 6/21 expiration date. We picked up 7 of those for about 1,100 bucks ish. Sold them off for a cool whatever profit you're seeing here. I ended up making about $300 or $400, $500 off that trade, and that made me feel good. At the same time, yesterday I ended up picking up some $22 puts and a $23 put. I knew that I'd have some play money from the profits today, so that worked out in our favor. As you can see, these price points are starting to kind of tighten up a little bit. Now, I'll talk about Buckle Inc. here. They got earnings coming up Friday morning. And what we're going to talk about is how this urban trade went down quick. Um, and we'll go here. URBN, that's Urban Outfitters. I actually sold off too early on this one, but profit is profit. When you hit your target, it's important to respect that target. And I'm seeing the S&P 500, the Dow, everything's just crumbling right now. The thing with Urban Outfitters is the RSI is not done. It went down. I think I sold off probably in this point earlier today. Let's see, it would have been somewhere in here. RSI was super low. I got out. I felt good about it. I still feel good about it. I left a couple $100 on the table, so we sold too early, but that's okay. We hit our mark. We're moving on. We might come back and play this another time, especially next quarter. So with that said, you can see how after hours this thing just tanked, and then it opened. It tried to pump, and then it just dumped out. Bollinger Bands were tight through 75% of the day. This thing wasn't really doing much. RSI was static. At the end, after hours, we had a little pop, but now we're back down. And as you can see, the MACD was staying under the trend line, so that was typical of a falling stock. We had some really big volume sells right out of the gates that just put this thing into a tailspin. And I kind of feel bad for all the dum-dums that were buying as this thing was crashing, because I really don't think this thing, I'm going to watch this a little bit more. I really don't think this thing is done going down. So that was kind of our play on Urban. Like I said, if we have another terrible opening tomorrow and this thing drops a couple bucks, we're going to go back and see these other put options that expire on Friday maybe perk up and have a little bit of life to them. If we have some really big things go down with the economy or whatever, president tweets something, um, we could really see another $500 profit off of some of these orders I made. So this had a cost of about $100. The 23 had a cost of about $10. So both of them have potential to make some more money. So those were kind of like my freebies that we'll be just holding on to. If they expire worthless, I really don't give a crap because I just made this amount. Uh, So the next thing I want to talk about is the Buckle earnings coming up Friday, guys. We've got some shit that's going down. Buckle is what I like to call one of those little shit stocks. Um, we'll bring it up here. And the reason I'm using Yahoo is because I know a lot of people might be using Yahoo when they're viewing this video. We have just absolutely terrible RSI levels all day long. It completely dragged Buckle down $1 a share, which was really great to see for me. I have kind of looked at this even further, and one thing I've kind of noticed about the Buckle is let's just blow up a year chart. Where's this thing going? From the high point, $27 back in August, almost just about 8 months ago. We've lost $10 a share. So we're losing about $1.20 in value a month for this stock. One thing that when I look at this on the yearly schedule, or on the yearly chart, I'm seeing that we're in for another downward swing, it looks like. The RSI is staying low. The MACD is dropping under the trend line again. It could do a short little fizzle out, or it could go full bore into something like this. I have a feeling that earnings Friday is going to really propel this thing downward. Unfortunately for all of the longs on the stock, that could very well be the case. We're having absolutely zero after hours activity. As you can see, Nordstrom's down. All these retail clothing stores, especially when you think of retail mall clothing stores, are just disintegrating. I can remember when the days when you could go to the mall and it was actually fun to buy stuff, but it's just times have changed so much. So I'm hoping for another drop, at least a couple more drops on the 5-day chart. We're seeing just a sea of red RSI, and this MACD might not be done. This thing could bang a little bit farther down, especially if market news continues to wreak havoc. So that was kind of my play for Friday morning. Like I said, I picked these contracts up cheap. I bought 5 of them at 20 cents for $100. If I lose the $100, I really don't care. The fact that I've made a 25% return on this investment within a couple hours of buying the contracts tells me something that tells me that I might be onto something. So here we have it. This is my play for Friday. I really don't have anything going down for Thursday. I might look into another stock called Ross on Thursday. They've got after hours earnings on Thursday the 23rd. I might look at Decker Brands. And so we'll kind of see. Foot Locker on Friday morning. I don't know. I've got to look into them, but they might be some little scalp opportunities there. We'll just have to look and see what's going on. But this is my my next play, BKE $15 holler. It's cheap. It's a YOLO. Hopefully it'll help get you some tendies in the bank. And if you would have bought with me on this earlier, you'd be up 25% right now. But that could all change at open tomorrow. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll throw up another one if I can get onto any earnings paths or earnings trails that I think might be lucrative. Other than that, let's just see. We gotta just hope that these Buckle and Urban stock goes down even lower by Friday. The Buckle I'm not too concerned about. This put expires June 21st. So we still got another month of life on this thing. I really think we could make $400 or $500. It was very nice educating you all, and I do mean that sarcastically. If you haven't already, go back and check out the indicators video that I made. I'll be making some options videos coming up on how to actually use Robinhood options and buy options, things of that nature, things that beginners want to stay away from. So I hope you enjoyed this little video. BKE on Friday morning. We're going to see that thing drop like it's hot, hopefully. Until the next time, this is Burning Theta on YouTube. Peace.